Good morning everyone. Today we will be starting with the new chapter, that is excretion and osmoregulation. In this particular topic we will be learning what is excretion and what are the different modes of excretion. Okay, what are different organisms based on the type of excretory material excreted out of the excretory organs. Okay. Then after that we will be learning which is the main organ of excretion, its structure and function. Okay. Then in the last part of this particular chapter we will be learning different disorders which are related to excretory system. Okay. So now let us start with the actual topic, that is excretion and osmoregulation. Okay. So firstly we will talk about what is excretion, followed by what is osmoregulation. Okay. Excretion का मतलब क्या है? It is the process in which there is removal of the unwanted material out of the body of organism. Okay. So it is the process in which there is removal of nitrogenous waste. कौन सा material remove होता है? Nitrogenous waste. What are the nitrogenous waste? जिसमें nitrogen content ज़्यादा रहेगा. Okay, such as ammonia, urea, uric acid. Okay, so these are the main nitrogenous waste which will be produced in excess amount in most of the organisms. In some of the organisms ammonia is released as a excretory waste, in some of the organisms urea, and in few organisms uric acid. Okay, so mainly nitrogenous waste is removed out in excretion, followed by there are certain substances which are excess in our body. Okay, and whatever material which is excess in our body, it has to be removed, and it can be water or else salts or else any minerals, vitamins. Okay, then it can be carbon dioxide also. You must be knowing that in respiration oxygen is utilized and carbon dioxide is released. Okay, so carbon dioxide is of no use for our body, so it has to be eliminated out. So जो कुछ भी eliminate करती है अपनी body, it is a waste. Okay, so majorly in excretion nitrogenous waste such as ammonia, urea, uric acid is excreted. Along with that water, carbon dioxide, salts and different pigments are also removed out. Okay, got it? So this is known as what? Excretion. So now we will just learn the definition of excretion. Okay, so what is excretion? It is the process of removal of nitrogenous waste like ammonia, urea, uric acid along with excess of water, salts, vitamins, carbon dioxide. If it is produced, it is not good for our health, so it has to be removed. Okay, got it? So all of you understood what is excretion. Now we will talk about osmoregulation. Osmoregulation means it is the process in which water and salt balance is maintained properly, okay, to achieve homeostasis. So osmoregulation means it is the maintenance of water and salt balance in the body fluid at steady state. Okay, and this steady state is what? It is homeostasis. So how to define homeostasis? Homeostasis is maintaining a constant internal environment. Constant internal environment despite external changes in the environment. Example of this, our body temperature is always constant, that is 37 degrees Celsius. Even if outside temperature is very low, in winter season outside temperature is low, and in summer season outside temperature, that is external environment temperature, is quite high. Then too our body regulates our body temperature, that is 37 degrees Celsius. Similar way, pH of the blood is 7.4, which is slightly alkaline. Okay, so again this body temperature as well as pH of the blood is maintained by our body at constant value. So this is known as what? Homeostasis. So all of you understood what is osmoregulation and what is homeostasis. Osmoregulation में क्या maintain होता है? Water and salt balance. And what for water and salt balance is maintained in the body fluid? To achieve homeostasis. And what is homeostasis? Homeostasis means maintenance of constant internal environment. बॉडी में का इंटरनल एनवायरनमेंट कांस्टेंट रखने के लिए बॉडी spend certain energy to maintain the constant internal environment despite of there are many changes in the external environment. Okay, so we have studied here three definitions: what is excretion, osmoregulation and homeostasis. Now we'll study what are the reasons for formation of nitrogenous waste. Okay, nitrogenous waste which is there, it is the main waste which is excreted out from the excretory organs. Okay, and what is the reason for formation of nitrogenous waste? It is because of catabolism of proteins and catabolism of nucleic acids. Okay, so catabolism का मतलब क्या है? ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ द प्रोटीन्स. ओके, breakdown of the nucleic acid. So why now proteins and nucleic acids, when they are broken down, they are going to form nitrogenous waste? Because in proteins as well as in nucleic acids, there is excess amount of nitrogen. Okay, and whatever excess amount of nitrogen which is there, it has to be eliminated out of the body. Okay, so now when the proteins are broken down, what exactly happens? Amino group which is there, it is removed from the amino acids. Proteins किससे बने हुए हैं? Amino acids से. So many different amino acids will join together by peptide bond to form proteins. Okay, so ये जो बड़ा polypeptide chain बना है protein का, वो break down करते हैं whenever there is catabolism of the proteins, and when there is breakdown of the proteins, that means there is breakdown of the peptide bond which is present between the amino acids. Okay, so ये जो peptide bond जब भी break होता है, तभी जो amino acid में amino group रहता है, NH2 group, that is removed. Okay, and because of which then there will be formation of ammonia, urea, uric acid, depending upon which type of mode of excretion is seen by the organism. So all of you understood why nitrogenous waste which are there, these are formed in the body of the organism because of catabolism of proteins and catabolism of nucleic acid. So I have explained you why nitrogenous waste is formed due to catabolism of proteins. Okay, क्यों होता है फॉर्म नाइट्रोजनस वेस्ट? प्रोटीन के ब्रेकडाउन की वजह से, बिकॉज प्रोटीन इज हैविंग मोर ऑफ नाइट्रोजन एंड नाइट्रोजन इज प्रेजेंट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ अमाइनो ग्रुप इन द अमाइनो एसिड्स. सो जो प्रोटीन बनते हैं वो अमाइनो एसिड से बनते हैं एंड दीज अमाइनो एसिड्स विल बी ब्रोकन डाउन, एंड व्हेन दीज अमाइनो एसिड्स विल बी ब्रोकन डाउन, अमाइनो ग्रुप विल बी रिमूव्ड, and from this amino group many different nitrogenous waste such as ammonia, urea, uric acid will be eliminated out of the body of organism. Okay, now second reason which we'll be talking is about catabolism of nucleic acids. Okay, so second reason for formation of nitrogenous waste in our body is nucleic acid. What are nucleic acids? Nucleic acids are DNA and RNA. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid and RNA is ribonucleic acid. Okay, so both nucleic acids which are there, these are made up of nucleotides. Okay, and each nucleotide which is there, it is made up of pentose sugar, nitrogen base and phosphate. Okay, nucleic acid किससे बना है? न्यूक्लियोटाइड से, एंड ईच न्यूक्लियोटाइड विच इज देयर, इट इज मेड अप ऑफ 3 components, that is pentose sugar, nitrogen base and phosphate. नाइट्रोजन बेसिस कौन कौन से रहते हैं? डीएनए में नाइट्रोजनस बेसिस रहता है एडिनिन, ग्वानिन, साइटोसिन एंड थायमिन in DNA, which is a nucleic acid. Okay, and if the nucleic acid is RNA, if the nucleic acid is RNA, and in RNA nitrogenous bases are, RNA में nitrogenous bases कौन से रहता है? एडिनिन, ग्वानिन, साइटोसिन, यूरासिल. So instead of thymine in RNA, what is the nitrogen base? Uracil. Okay, so DNA as well as RNA both are made up of nucleotides. Okay, फर्क सिर्फ इतना है कि नाइट्रोजन बेस इन DNA is adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine. Okay, so any one of the nitrogen base will be there in one deoxyribonucleotide, either adenine or guanine or cytosine or thymine. And if it is a ribonucleotide, it can be adenine, guanine, cytosine or uracil. Okay, only difference is instead of thymine, uracil is present as nitrogenous base in RNA. Okay, so nitrogenous base 4 तरीके के रहते हैं. 4 types of nitrogenous bases are present in the nucleic acid. And which are the 4 types of nitrogenous bases? Adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine or adenine, guanine, cytosine, uracil. Okay, so whenever any of the cell gets damaged, that cell will die and our body will destroy the components of the cell altogether, and in the cell nucleus is there and cytoplasm is there. So in nucleus DNA is there and in cytoplasm RNA is there. So wholly whatever DNA and RNA which is there, it will be broken down. That means there will be catabolism of nucleic acids. Okay, and due to breakdown of this DNA and RNA, there will be formation of pentose sugar, nitrogen base and phosphate. Out of that, nitrogen bases, that is adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine or uracil, will be having nitrogen atom. Okay, so nitrogen atom सबसे ज़्यादा nitrogenous bases में रहते हैं, and this nitrogen has to be removed out of the body because it is of no use for our body. So it has to be eliminated. Got it? So catabolism of nucleic acid की वजह से भी क्या बनेगा? Nitrogenous waste. Which nitrogenous waste? Either ammonia, urea, uric acid. Got it? Or any other nitrogenous waste which will be learning further. Okay, so now we will study which are the main nitrogenous wastes which are formed in our body. Okay, first is amino acids. Why amino acids will be categorized here in the nitrogenous waste? Because some of the amino acids become excess in our body. Okay, so whenever we have food, it's not that we'll have always proportionate food. Okay, sometimes अपने body को ज़्यादा proteins मिल जाते हैं and our body will break down the proteins into many amino acids, and there are certain amino acids which will become excess in your body. Okay, so अभी ये amino acids excess हो गए, वो कुछ काम के नहीं है, ज़्यादा हो गए, so this has to be removed out. So it will be removed out directly in that form itself. Okay, so amino acid in some of the organisms, amino acids are directly eliminated as it is as nitrogenous waste. Okay, amino acids, that's why can be categorized as nitrogenous waste. Okay, then ammonia, ammonotelic organisms you must have heard. Aquatic organisms mostly excrete ammonia as the nitrogenous waste. Okay, ammonia nitrogenous waste है, urea, then uric acid, then trimethylamine oxide, then guanine, allantoin, allantoin I have written twice, sorry students, allantoin, then hippuric acid, ornithuric acid, then creatinine, then bilirubin and biliverdin. Okay, so total 11 are there. So allantoin के बाद hippuric acid, then ornithuric acid, creatinine and bilirubin and biliverdin is the 11th one. So total 11 nitrogenous waste can be formed in the body of the organism. It's not that all organisms will produce all 11 type of nitrogenous waste. Got it? So which are the 11 types of nitrogenous waste? Amino acids, ammonia, urea, uric acid, trimethyl oxide, guanine, allantoin, hippuric acid, ornithuric acid, creatinine, bilirubin and biliverdin. Okay, got it? So now we'll be studying in detail about each one, means which organisms excrete which type of nitrogenous waste and how it is produced in the body. Okay, got it? So in this particular session we have studied what is excretion, then what is osmoregulation, what is homeostasis, then how the nitrogenous waste are formed due to catabolism of proteins, catabolism of nucleic acid, and which are the main nitrogenous waste which will be formed in different types of organisms. Okay, thank you.